What's up, everybody? I'm back once again. It's been a while since I ever did a video. Well, I'm gonna get right to the chase. I'm going to do a review of Edward Scissorhands, another one of my favorite Tim Burton classics since Beetlejuice and Batman. Yeah, and before I get on with this review and what I think of the movie, shout out to my man ReviewKingMB and Ramboraph4life. I'm back. Now let's get into this review. Let's do this thing, huh? Oh, check out the shirt. Anyways, the plot is that this inventor was created a man named Edward, and before he could finish him, he just dies of a stroke, and that leaves Edward all by himself. For who the hell knows how long, up in a giant castle, until he meets Peg, Boggs, an Avon sales rep, and a housewife who takes him in her home, and he's now living with the Boggs family, and just instantly falls in love with their daughter, who's played by Winona Ryder, and her name's Kim, by the way. Fuck. Sorry, damn bed bugs. Anyways, shit. Excuse me. I got a bed bug problem I'm trying to get rid of. Well, anyways, yeah. So Edward is now living with the family. He's a really nice guy, and he's harmless, even though he doesn't appear that way because of his hands, and yeah. So that's pretty much how the plot goes so far. So he's living with the family. He seems happy. It's awkward at first, because he's been isolated from society for so long, and yeah. So he's trying to get used to the surroundings. He's trying to get used to the surroundings, and the people, who's interacting with him. So yeah. So that's pretty much it. So what I think of this movie is I enjoy this movie. I really love this movie. This is one of my favorite, Tim Burton classics. And Tim Burton's a fucking genius. Guy's a fucking genius, man. This is also it's another one of my childhood favorites since Beetlejuice and Batman. And yeah, so, and we all know who played Edward. It's Johnny Depp. He was great. Johnny Depp did the role, nailed this role so well. This is probably one of his biggest, at least in my point of view, this is one of his biggest roles, since his debut on Nightmare on Elm Street. And, as of today, he's a big star. I'm gonna go on record, probably this role alone and one of his other roles, after made him a big star. Yeah, so his character Edward is very likable. And the guy wouldn't hurt a fly. Yeah, so, and he goes from being well liked. He goes from being well liked by the people of society, and then what really makes me mad is he gets shit on. Afterwards, because of a couple of misunderstandings, that he doesn't know right from wrong, but he can show some emotion, like he can be happy, he's sad, he's alone, he's scared, angry. Well, he's showed that he can get angry. So yeah, so because of his, because of his hands, he's pretty much outcast. He's pretty much an outcast. But but Peg Boggs, played by Diane West, who I've seen her. First thing that sticks out of my mind is I've seen her in The Lost Boys, and she was good in that too. I mean, she's a mother and a wife, and she's also likable as well. She was pretty ambitious enough to take Edward in, to live with her and her family. So, yeah, so, yeah, there you go. Yeah, so, yeah, so I mean, yeah, she's very likable. She's likable, and on top of that, and Kim Boggs, played by Winona Ryder, when I think of her, she was great, and I felt the chemistry between her and Edward, right that instant moment, you know, with Kim, dating who's dating this guy named Jim, played by Anthony Michael Hall, who was a complete dick, you know. Just right off the back, he's a douche. He's a complete douchebag. He just takes instant dislike towards Edward because he looks different. So and so yeah, and then you have like most of the women are just like from the get go, they're just like nosy, wondering who he is, who did Peg bring to her home. And when they finally meet Edward, they like him. He asked them to cut their dogs and trim their trees. And speaking of trimming, he he becomes very talented of creating like tree sculptures, and you know trimming their dogs' hairs, and trimming their and women's hairs as well, giving them hairdos and shit like that. They and 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 so they like him until like a couple of misunderstandings happen. And again, as I explained earlier, Edward doesn't know right from wrong. And, you know, ever since they found out that he's able to pick locks. In that one scene where Edward goes with Jim and Kim and their friends, to break into Jim's father's house, for I don't know, to steal something that wasn't established. So yeah, so they set Edward up. I feel like they set him up. He was set up. Yeah, and so when the alarm goes off, everyone takes off and leaves Edward trapped in the house. And so that was one misunderstanding. The other misunderstanding before that incident is when that one scene where Joyce, one of the neighborhood women, who's played by Kathy Baker, who I've seen her and maybe a few other stuff I can't remember, but she's hot. She's a friggin' MILF, man. But anyways, one of the neighbors who takes Edward into her beauty salon, and the scene when she tries to seduce him, he just hauls ass out of there. And then she accuses him. She accuses him to her fellow neighbors that he raped her. And I'm using the term loosely because that's not exactly what happened. So basically, the town shits on him, all because of those incidents. That none of them, he's not at fault because he doesn't know right from wrong. He's been away from society for so long, up in that castle. And that's just one of the things that just makes me so mad. Yeah, and by the way, yeah, Joyce is a total bitch. She's a complete bitch. And like ever since from one misunderstanding to another, everyone just turns on Edward. And thinking that, oh, he could have broken into my house too. Yeah, because he can pick locks. And I'm like, oh, come on. gotta be fucking kidding me. This guy wouldn't hurt a fly. He wouldn't even hurt a fly. Look at him. Yeah, yeah. I can understand. I can understand what due to his appearance, but come on. Come on. You knew the guy so well. He wouldn't harm a fly. Forgive me if I'm repeating myself. So, and pretty much, what do I love this movie. I really enjoyed this movie so much. And what is not to like about this movie? Somebody tell me. If anybody out there who's seen this movie, come on, just leave your comments down below and please tell me what is not to like about this movie. I find nothing to not like about this movie because I love it. It's great. This is a great movie. And if you haven't seen this movie, this is a must-see movie. Check it out. Go to your local stores like Best Buy or something. Get it for $5. Cheap, easy. Yeah. So that's my review on Edward Scissorhands. And I'm gonna give this movie a solid 5 stars. Oh, and another note before I forget, Vincent Price cameos were great too. Playing the Vincent Price is the inventor. He's and yeah, he's a horror. Yeah, he's him as a horror icon. So he's another horror icon back in the day. So and I love the music score. I love the music score. Was by Danny Elfman, who he also did the music scores in Beetlejuice, Batman, and several other movies that I don't remember. Yeah, so you gotta thank Danny Elfman for the music score. Awesome. It feels a bit dark. I like the goth aspects. The feel. The vibe. And again, I felt the chemistry between Winona Ryder, Johnny Depp's characters. There was some chemistry there, and there's no denying that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, and another misunderstanding I almost left out was that the one scene where Kim's little brother was coming back from a friend's house. He's crossing the street. Jim and his buddy are drunk and they're driving, and they're about to hit him. Edward just runs across the street and just after Edward saves Kevin, it's like he's trying to make sure he's okay, but from everyone else's point of view, it's like that Edward's trying to hurt Kevin, but no, it's like his hands are like he can't control it. Edward couldn't control his hands. He can't control his hands because of the tense feeling, after saving the kid. Yeah, so like I say, a bunch of misunderstandings, and again, with Jim and with Joyce, these type of characters just makes me so mad, And throughout the whole movie, Edward's the kind of character you just can't help but to feel sorry for. You feel sorry for this guy. He just wanted to live a normal life. All he wanted was to fit. He just wanted to fit in. That's all. He meant no harm. He wouldn't do any harm. But not the way everyone else sees it, though. So, but I didn't really care about the other characters. The only characters that are likable is the Bog family, and that's pretty much it. Everyone else, whatever. And, yeah. But anyway, so, again, I'm giving this movie a solid 5 stars. Great movie, great acting, casting. I dig it. Well, that's my review on Edward Scissorhands. So, once again, shout out to my mans, ReviewKingMB and Ramboraph4life. So, leave your comments down below. Let me know what you think. And until next time, see you.